Is this a creepy story? Yes, it is. A scary story? Well, that is up to you. Her name was Sarah, and she was always the one they dumped the leftovers on. 5 hours ago, her boss burst into her cubicle with that fake smile and panic in his voice. "Hey, can you finish this tonight? It's urgent. Just came in. I've got dinner with the investors, so..." He was already halfway out of the door, saying it over his shoulder to her. And just like that, he vanished into the night, like he always did, and left her behind, like he always did. Investors? Ha! Yeah, right. More like a new date off of whatever dating app his fake tan ass was using. Time ticked by as Sarah sat alone at her desk, alone in the entire office. The only sounds were her clacking away at a keyboard and the low hum from fluorescent lights. She downs the leftover of her cold coffee cup, Post-its scattered like confetti. Her eyes grow heavier. It took her 5 hours to finish this lovely present left to her. It's 11:45 p.m. She should already be in bed, dozing off to some badly written show on whatever streaming service she half awake put on. She exhales hard, closes the last file, shuts down her computer.
"Done. Finally," she said aloud to the empty office. As she grabbed her bag and coat, it caught her just how darn quiet the office is now. You could hear a pin drop. Although she had spent thousands of hours in these walls, it certainly feels different at this time of night. She leaves the office and walks down the hallway towards the elevator. Just a short ride down, 10 floors till freedom. Ding! Elevator arrives. Doors open. Empty. Humming softly. Sarah steps in and presses the L button, and the doors closed at the same time she closed her eyes and let out a sigh. But the elevator had other plans. At first, she didn't notice. The sensation of going up was so familiar, so automatic. It didn't even register. The elevator was going up, not down. She figured someone on the 11th or 12th floor had called it. Late night grind, like her. She wasn't the only ghost in the building tonight. Just a little longer. The elevator chime goes off as the doors open. Sarah opens her eyes again, expecting to greet someone. But when she looks, she is greeted with no one. Just a dark hallway. Then she notices the number on the wall, 13th floor. This building only had 12 floors. She knew that. Everyone did. Sarah steps back into the elevator, suddenly unsure. She stares at the panel. The 13 button isn't even there. And yet here she is. She reaches out to press L again, but her hand trembles slightly. The button doesn't respond. Behind her, the hallway creaks softly, like the building itself is breathing. The doors are still open. Sarah stands in place, eyes flicking between the button panel and the hallway beyond. She jabbed the L button again. Nothing. Then she tried 10. Then 9. Then close doors. No response. The lights on the panel were completely dead, like the whole system had suddenly shut down. Her fingers move faster now, desperation growing. Nothing lights up. Nothing moves. Come on. Stuck. Great. She rubs her eyes, groaning. Her head is heavy.
the fog of near-midnight exhaustion settling in hard.
Maybe it was a glitch. Power hiccup.
She was too tired to care. But there were stairs. There were always stairs. She steps forward cautiously into the hallway. The moment both feet leave the elevator floor, ding, the doors silently close behind her. She turns, startled, and rushes back. No, wait, she cried out. She jams the call button, once, twice, over and over. The light above doesn't blink. The elevator doesn't come back. Silence. For the first time that night, she felt truly alone. She steels herself and turns to the left end of the hallway, walking briskly. The stairwell should have been right there, through the usual metal fire door. It always was. She reaches the end, stops. There is no door, just more faded, yellowing wallpaper and a blank, windowless wall. No, that's not right. She turns around and walks the other direction, faster now. Maybe she misremembered. Maybe it was the other end. Maybe she was just tired. But when she gets there, it's the same. No door, no exit, just another wall. The hallway seems a little longer now, or is it? No stairs, no elevator, just this hallway, like the building had changed its mind about letting her go. The overhead lights flicker once, then stabilize. A low, creaking sound echoes, almost like distant footsteps above her. Something was wrong with this floor, very wrong. Sarah stands in the middle of the hallway, now breathing a little heavier. Her footsteps echo faintly on the linoleum floor. The stairwells were gone. The elevator wasn't coming back, but maybe one of the office doors was open. Maybe someone was still here. She tries the first door on her left. A small plaque reads 13A. The doorknob doesn't budge. She knocks gently. Hello? Is anyone in there? Nothing. Just that soft electric hum and her own breathing. She moves on to the next door, then the next and next. Strange office numbers. 13D, 13H, 13K. The sequence doesn't make sense. Some letters repeat, some aren't letters at all. She tried every handle, locked, 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 some cold, some warm. She reaches one door slightly ajar. She freezes. All thought the door was slightly open, there, no light coming through. In fact, it was pitch dark. Her hand hovered over the knob. Something about that darkness. It didn't feel like just a dark room. It felt like it was looking back. She gently nudges the door open with her foot. It swings in. With the door open, lights flickered. Not consistent light, but at least she could see in. Filing cabinets, a chair facing the wall. No desk, just a small box TV on the floor. Very odd for it to be on the floor, as she was about to pass the TV. It switches on, static hissing for a beat, then flickers to footage of her, in the elevator, just moments ago. That wasn't recorded, that was live. Sarah backs out of the room, slamming the door shut, and stumbles back into the hallway. She tries the next door down. Locked again. "Let me out!" she yelled. She rattles it hard, then slams her fist on it. Suddenly, a door at the far end creaks open. Just a few inches. No light behind it. No sound, just the slow, deliberate motion. She turned slowly toward it, eyes wide. Someone, or something, had heard her. The door at the far end creaks open wider as Sarah approaches. Her breathing is shallow. She hesitates at the threshold. She expected an office, or a stairwell, or even just a wall. But what she saw instead was another hallway. She steps in. The moment her foot crosses the threshold, slam! The door behind her shuts. She spins around, heart pounding, but when she looks back, the door is gone. What the hell? No hinges, no frame, no wall seam, just more of the same endless corridor behind her. She starts walking forward. More office doors line the walls, each slightly ajar. No room numbers now, just blank metal plaques. Something was waiting behind each one. She knew it, felt it. But going forward was the only choice. She approaches the first door slowly. She hesitates, then pushes the door open. The room is dim and perfectly still. Same yellowish ceiling light as the hallway, flickering, buzzing, just enough to reveal the shape of a dusty desk and an old CRT monitor humming softly. It was just a regular office. A desk, a chair, a computer. But the way it waited there, on and glowing, it felt like it had been expecting her. The screen is black for a moment, then it flickers to life. The cursor blinks once, then twice, then text begins to appear, slowly, one key at a time. On the screen, letters start to appear. She holds her breath and starts to read as they appear.
Hello, Sarah. She immediately takes a step back. What the? She says aloud. Did you finish the project? You're always so reliable. You always stay late. Her name, her schedule. The words sounded like her boss's voice, but colder, digital, soulless. Do you know why you're here? She backs up slowly, bumping into the doorframe. This isn't real. This is just a nightmare. More keys get pressed on the keyboard, and letters fly onto the screen. This place isn't the nightmare. You brought it with you. You built this floor, one late night at a time. You live here now. Suddenly, the monitor shuts off. Behind her, the desk chair slowly spins, as if someone invisible just stood up. She hears footsteps. 1, 2, soft, deliberate. Panic sets in. She doesn't look back. Don't look. Just close the door. Don't look. She slams the door shut and stumbles backward into the hallway, her chest rising and falling rapidly. Back in the hallway, the door she just exited is closed, quiet, nothing behind it now. But something in there knew her, and it wanted her to remember. Sarah wipes her palms on her coat and steadies her breathing. The hallway feels heavier now, the air thick, like it's been watching her, waiting. She approaches the next door. No number, just that same tarnished plaque, reflecting a warped image of her face in its brushed metal surface. She hesitates, then reaches out, pushes the door open. The room is cold. Fluorescent light buzzes overhead, flickering slightly, 4 walls, all lined with full-length mirrors, old and tarnished at the edges, but clear enough to reflect her. Sarah enters slowly, and we see her reflected over and over in every direction. At first, it was just her, dozens of her, a forest of silent reflections. She steps further inside. Each mirror reflects her hesitation, her breathing, her fatigue. Then she sees it. One version of her, in the far left mirror, is smiling. But she wasn't smiling. She freezes, eyes locked on that version. What? The smiling version tilts its head slowly, deliberately, just a little too far, like a puppet on a broken string. She turns to face it directly, but it's gone. The smile is gone, all reflections normal again. She spins slowly in place, watching each version. They were wrong, not all of them, just a few. One mirror shows her with hollow eyes, another, mouth moving silently, mouthing something she can't hear. One looks directly at her, even when she moves. Then one reflection raises its hand slowly and points behind her. She didn't want to turn around, but she does. Nothing there, just the door, still open, still real, maybe. She steps back toward it, but now all of the mirrors are pointing at her. Dozens of fingers, same gesture, same timing. They weren't just showing her anymore, they were performing. A deep rumble shakes the floor slightly. One of the mirrors cracks, a single, thin fracture down the middle. Sarah gasps. She had to get out, now. She sprints back through the doorway, nearly tripping over herself, heart racing. The lights flicker violently as she crosses the threshold back into the hallway. The moment she's out, slam! The door behind her shuts hard on its own. She wasn't sure which version of her had just closed that door. Sarah stumbles forward, her nerves fraying. More doors stretch ahead. Sarah walks slowly now, breath shaky, as she passes another door. Unlike the others, this one is already wide open. Something about it draws her. From inside, soft, choked, sobbing. She stops, listens. A child. It sounded like a child crying alone in the dark. She peers inside. The lighting is dim, but steadier than before. The crying grows clearer. In the corner of the room, just barely visible, sits a small figure hunched over, shoulders trembling with each sob, long hair draped over the face. Sarah takes a careful step inside. Hey, are you okay? Are you hurt? I can help. The crying stops. Instantly, the figure goes still. Too still. She pauses, waits. A chill creeps across her back. Then, slowly, the child begins to rise. But the motion is wrong. Joints clicking unnaturally, limbs stiff like a marionette, still facing the wall. Sarah takes a step back toward the door. The child speaks in a voice not quite human, not quite childlike, too low, too slow, echoing. You're late. The head turns too far, almost fully around, but there's no face, just smooth, pale skin like wax. The lights go out, all of them. Sarah bolts out of the room, stumbling into the hallway, slamming the door behind her. Whatever that was, it wasn't a child. It just knew she'd try to help. Sarah gasps for breath, spinning in place. Every door looks the same now, every part of the hallway identical, until a glow. A flickering exit sign far at the end. Red, unsteady, but real-looking, tangible. It was the first thing that made sense, and it might be her only chance. She sprints for it. Her footsteps pound like drums. The hallway feels like it's stretching, but she keeps running. Closer, closer. The sign grows brighter. She reaches the door. Metal, industrial, emergency latch-style handle. She grabs it, pulls. The door resists, then swings open. An interior stairwell. It looks normal. Concrete steps, cold steel railing, a faint hum from below. The exit sign buzzes above her. She starts down, fast, hands on the rail, spiraling lower floor by floor. 9, 8, 7. Then she stops. Breath catches. There's something below, a shape, standing still on the landing below the next floor. A figure, vaguely human, in silhouette. Its head tilts upward, watching her. It looks familiar. She squints, then realizes it's her. It looks exactly like her. Same hair, same clothes, same eyes, but the expression is hollow, smiling too wide. No. No, no, no. The fake Sarah begins to walk up the stairs. Slow, deliberate. Sarah turns to run back up, but when she reaches the previous landing, there's another version of her. This one crying, bleeding from the nose, eyes black. There was no way out. She's trapped between versions of herself. The building doesn't want to kill her. It wants to become her. Or maybe it already has. The lights flicker violently, then all go dark. Total blackness. A voice breaks the darkness. You should have stayed in the elevator. A security guard in his late 50s sips coffee at the front desk. The hum of fluorescent lights overhead is steady, normal as early morning sun comes into the lobby of the building. He yawns, still not fully awake, just getting there. His eyes move through the bank of monitors for the various cameras in the building. Then he is startled from his concentration by the ding of the elevator opening. Odd, as no one had pushed the button. He gets up and walks over to the now open doors of the elevator. Inside the elevator, empty, perfectly clean. The control panel glows faintly. The security guard glances up lazily, then frowns. The floor display above the elevator doors flickers. It cycles through numbers normally. 1, 2, 3, then freezes on 13. 13? He squints, then rubs his eyes as if he isn't sure what he just saw, but it looks normal on L for lobby. He then looks down at the floor selection panel. A smear of something dark along the edge. A single button missing. Pried out. Where it was, there's a small, jagged hole. He mutters to himself. Building doesn't even have As he backs up slightly, scratching his head, he notices his reflection in the polished metal of the elevator walls. But then he sees it. He sees another person standing behind him. He spins to look, and the doors snap shut on him.
Would you have stepped out of the elevator? Comment below if you would have survived. If you enjoyed tonight's tale, leave a like. And subscribe to Campfire Horror Stories for more chilling tales just like this one. New stories drop every week, just in time for the lights to go out. Sleep tight, and don't step out onto the 13th floor.